Las Vegas. So I'm really excited. I've booked, I think, every single minute of my time out there with businesses who are very interested in coming to Montgomery County. We've submitted our materials well ahead of time and have several meetings set up with businesses, developers, and potential opportunities for businesses to open in Montgomery County. So I'm excited. We have some active projects that we've come through with the Kansas Department of Commerce that I think are really good fits specifically for Coffeyville. And I think we have potentially a project happening for the Amazon building, but fingers crossed. It's the very initial stage of the conversation, but we'll proceed with that as strongly as we possibly can.
Good. I think one point I'd like to make is when you're out there, it would be nice to get a summary when you get back on how some of those meetings went, and
Yes.
you could just email it to the commissioners
Absolutely.
and maybe staff to let them know. That way we can have a little background on
Yes.
the direction we are trying to take ourselves.
Yep. And actually, I have an example. It's just a draft. We're going to finalize it and put it on pretty paper, but we finished it up this afternoon. If you want to see it, I can pass it up to you guys. It's a way that we're trying to market Coffeyville. We're seeing basically retail or real estate agents do one-pagers, fronts back, of sites in their communities that they're representing. So we're copying what they're doing and doing something very similar to be competitive, just as we would if we were a realtor. We even had an architect help us do a rendering of what a certain type of business we are recruiting for Coffeyville, how it would look on the site, so we could have a really good image of what it would look like. So
That would be nice to see.
You all so you can take a look at it.
How did the 3D virtual thing for the
Yes.
Amazon building go? Is that completed, or are we in process, or
So this is
it
what happened. We start filming this week.
Okay.
However, we found out from one of our largest grant funders for the project that they would not recommend us proceeding. They work with other communities across the United States, and they found that they didn't get the return on investment for the $35,000 that Golden Shovel was asking to do the videos, and that would have covered all 4 of our communities. But we did find out there's a local person who bought a very similar software setup, and so we are excited to work with a MAC member to do almost the same thing. It won't quite have the fancy narrative, and it won't have a 3D rendering of buildings on our green space sites, but it will do a full virtual reality tour of Amazon and Southwire, and we'll be able to get that ready to go in time for the International Business Trade Show, which is June 10th, which I'll head to Washington, D.C. as part of Team Kansas, representing Coffeyville and the rest of our county for that. So we'll have that video done in the next couple weeks, and then of course I'll email it to you all once it is completed so you can take a look at it. This one is more versatile actually. You don't have to put the goggles on.
Yeah.
Turns out site selectors are a bit of germaphobes, and they didn't want, this is what the granting entity said, site selectors didn't like another person's germs on the glasses to touch their face, and so they wouldn't ever put the glasses on. So this is a way that they can look at it on their phone. We'll have an iPad that we'll take and we can show them on the iPad. We can show it on a computer screen. So a little bit more versatile. It'll go on our website. A little easier for those site selectors to take a look at it, just embed it in our website this way. And we could put it even on the city, excuse me, City of Coffeyville's website as well.
Good.
Interesting.
Yeah. Any other questions for Trish?
Good.
All right.
Great. Thank you, Trish, for
Thank you very much.
coming in there.
I move to approve resolution number R-19-31 for adoption.
I'll second it.
Motion was made by Mayor Bauer and seconded by Commissioner Taylor to approve resolution number R-19-31 for adoption. Commissioner Doan.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Mayor Bauer.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Resolution number R-19-32, a resolution to execute a contract with Mueller Construction for cleanup of 5 demo sites. Can we do both of these together?
Yes. Two
And-
resolutions.
yeah, two
but one staff
resolution.
report, yes.
Yeah, one staff report. And resolution number R-19-33, a resolution to execute a contract with G&G Dozer for demolition of 12 structures. Code Enforcement Officer Tammy Dixon will make comments.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, and City staff. My name is Tammy Dixon. I'm the City of Coffeyville's Code Enforcement Officer. I'm here tonight to ask for the approval of 2 resolutions. The first, resolution number R-1932, It's a contract for the cleanup of remaining debris, backfill, seeding, and mulching of 5 parcels in the city of Coffeyville. I'm asking that this contract be awarded to Mueller Construction in the amount of $7,100. We have worked with this contractor on numerous projects and have a good working relationship with him. I believe in the staff report, I kind of explained everything. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions if you had anything.
I don't have any questions.
You've done your due diligence and everything we need to do. So,
Yeah.
I move to approve Resolution R-19-32. Are we voting for both
You
right
can
now?
do both.
And Resolution R-19-33 for adoption.
Second.
Motion was made by Commissioner Doan and seconded by Mayor Bauer to approve resolutions number R-19-32 and R-19-33 for adoption. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Doan.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
aye.
Mayor Bauer.
Aye. Tammy, this one right over here will be one of the first, right, to finish up?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah. As soon as we can get everything lined up, I can let them know. They were all asking me, so I will probably text them tonight to let them know that they got awarded, and then we can get the ball rolling tomorrow, hopefully.
Perfect.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Resolution number R-19-34, a resolution to execute an addendum for the water purchase contract for Rural Water District 14. Public Work Director Chuck Shively will make comments.
Mayor and Commissioners, the city recently received a letter from Rural Water District 14 requesting permission to install 1 additional water tap on the city's water main on Woodland Avenue to allow the Rural Water District to serve 6 future home sites on Woodland Avenue. The area to be served is in the Rural Water District's service territory, but they can't adequately serve the home sites from their current water tap. All costs for the new tap and 2-inch water line will be paid by the Rural Water District. So we recommend approval of the proposed resolution authorizing execution of the first addendum to the water purchase contract between the City of Coffeyville and Montgomery County Rural Water District 14. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Well, it makes the city money, right?
Well, we'll sell additional water, yes, and it'll be additional houses built there. Community State Bank is the developer of this. It's outside the city limits, but
Yeah.
still it's,
Right.
yeah.
Good. You keep on working.
Mike Avey, the CEO of Community State Bank, is here if you have questions for him.
We love to hear that.
Right.
Any other questions from the commission?
Nope.
Mike, how many homes are you looking at out there?
Out there, 6
Okay,
tracks.
very good.
We're waiting on our survey from Buckland to go to the county. County wants to have their say on it, so.
Sounds good, though. Promising.
They'll get something going. I'm trying to talk the builder on Gibson Street, where we've got 8 sites there.
Mm-hmm.
Get that started as quick as possible. In the neighborhood revitalization area.
Yep.
See what happens.
Good. I move to approve resolution number R-19-34 for adoption.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mayor Bauer and seconded by Commissioner Taylor to approve resolution number R-19-34 for adoption. Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Commissioner Doan.
Aye.
Mayor Bauer.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thanks, Mike.
Yes, thank you, Mike. City Manager's report.
Mayor, Commissioners, what can I say, but they're doing impressive work. We're getting into the busy.
Hey, is your mic on?
You don't have a red ring.
No. Mayor, Commissioners, what can I say that staff is working hard. This is into our big, busy season. It is one of those that we're doing some creative things that they've suggested to improve our service, also to try to stay ahead. So they're just great people to work with, and I do want to thank them for sharing their ideas, how to make Coffeyville all it can be. So I just want to thank them again and appreciate what they do. And if there's any questions for the commission, I'd like to answer those.
I have no questions. I have comments when we come to the commissioner's time. but No questions.
I don't have any.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. This time, we'll take comments from the public. The public is free to comment on items not listed on the agenda. Please address comments to the commission as a body and be mindful of others who may also wish to speak by limiting your comments to 3 minutes. Hello, Mary.
Hello. Mary Wilson. My addition to the poppies is my husband served in the military for 42 years. And I was a nurse at the Walter Reed Army Hospital in Washington, D.C. So our lives were really wrapped up in military life, too. One of the things I want to mention is that the farmers market has started. It's slow. I haven't seen very many farmers yet. I've had a few out there. This evening we had a lady that was raising money for the Relay for Life. And then we had some delicious bread and cookies and fresh eggs. So it's at Walter Johnson Park on Tuesday afternoons from 4 to 7, and on Saturday mornings at the same place around the corner by the pecan trees. It starts at 7 in the morning through about 11. So out that way, stop by. Farmers love people, and they trade here. So we need to take care of them, too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Appreciate your service, Mary. Pardon? Appreciate your service. You and your past husband's service. Thank you for your service.
Well, it was a pleasure. I learned so much about the military. I married him, but I didn't know anything about the military. It was a fast learning.
I bet it was.
Mayor Bauer, Commissioners, I want to thank you for this opportunity to address you. My name is Carol Lark. My husband Bill is in the back, and we're here for one specific reason, and that is we moved back here 3 years ago, and we raised our children and spent our adult life in the West. But we were just amazed at how friendly and kind everyone is in Coffeyville. This has got to be the friendliest community we have ever lived in. And so I've been following your re-awareness of Coffeyville.
Reawakening.
Reawakening. Well, I haven't been following it too closely, but
You did well.
reawakening.
Close enough.
Well, but same idea. And I have an idea that I think would be great for Coffeyville. And I can't imagine any reason why you wouldn't want to support it. And that is to ban plastic bags in Coffeyville. There are 10 states that completely ban it in their whole state, Missouri being one of them. I mention that only because they're closer. And it's amazing. The one thing we were disappointed in is we see those plastic bags on barbed wire and in ditches, and especially when you mow. And this is such a beautiful community with so many wonderful people that I just know it's such a simple thing. I wouldn't, as a taxpayer, I wouldn't be here asking you, except it'll cost you nothing. It is zero cost.
Right.
And so I see no reason why any community would not want to beautify their environment and do the right thing for their children and their grandchildren by getting rid of those plastic bags. We were going through Arizona, and I didn't have my bags because we'd been flying, and I went to check out, and they said, well, you have to have your own bags. And I said, well, I don't have them. They said, well, we give you paper bags for $0.05 each. And she said it only took about a month, and everybody in Phoenix loves it and bring their own bags. I walked into Walmart. If you go in the front door, there's a stand with those blue bags. They're only 50 cents. And I was pleased. I was very happy with Walmart's pickup system, because with Bill being handicapped, it's really nice for us. But when I went to do my order, I said, I do not take plastic bags. Mm-hmm. And she said, oh, fine. She said, I'll add you to the list. She said, there's several people. So there are other people in your community that feel that way. And I think it's just a matter of education. I will admit that for about a month, you're probably going to get a lot of grumbling. And it takes a while to get used to something new. But I would imagine that every decision you make gets a few grumbles from a certain number of people, because that's just the nature of a commission. So with that said, I have 3 minutes, and my only request is that you create an ordinance that bans plastic bags in Coffeyville, Kansas, as part of your, what is it, reawakening?
Yeah.
Your reawakening. Let's wake up the community and say, we care about this community. We don't want this garbage. When you mow those ditches, it's all over. You don't see it until you get the mowers out there a lot of times. My brother said he had a friend whose horse died, and so he said he was healthy, so he did an autopsy. There was a Walmart bag in its gut. And we know that they destroy a lot of wildlife. It's just something that it costs you nothing. So I absolutely can't imagine why you would not want to do it.
Well, we're gonna take that under advisement and think about it. I don't know what our next move would be, but it's worthy of some thought.
I agree.
And possibly, do it,
Okay, that'd be
Take
awesome.
action.
I'd be very happy to see that happen. You have a beautiful community, and we're happy to be part of it.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Lark, in the other communities, how do you know the steps that they took to ban it? Because we have several different retails. So
Yeah.
as a city, we can say that we ban plastic bags, but
Right.
you
Well,
know.
that would hold true for say big places like Walmart that have lots of bags. Your little boutiques, we're not worried about that type. I don't think you're wanting to get rid of that magnitude of white plastic. And
Walmart is our biggest sales tax payer when you think about it.
yeah, but
We don't want to upset our biggest retailer. I mean,
I
we
understand
want to
that.
include, I would think,
But I'm sure there's Walmarts in the 10 states that have banned it
Yeah.
statewide, so I'm sure they know exactly how to deal with it.
Right.
And they'll sell, those reusable bags.
yeah.
I think
it's just a culture change.
Yeah, it's a cultural change.
And as you and I had spoke about this a while back, I really started taking note. So I challenge anyone, because I know I would be hard pressed to believe that no one out here goes to Walmart. But on your way back in town from Walmart, when you're headed west, look at that barbed wire fence on the right side of the road. I bet you if there's not 100 plastic bags in that barbed wire fence, I would be amazed, at least.
Yeah, it just saddens me because it's such a beautiful community. It's a no cost. Walmart's used to it. They've had entire states tell them. They're not going to be too upset about it, I wouldn't think. They're still going to sell bags. They can't walk out with stuff in their hands. So
Right.
I was pleased that they were so receptive on the pickup. They bring it out in those bins, say, that's fine. And I can put the cold stuff in my insulated bag and keep my produce together and everything. It's an advantage.
Yeah.
when
I think
you're
it's going
unloaded.
to take a little bit of background work, that we would have to look
You
into.
could get
if
some
that's
exa-
something that we want to pursue, and we can look into how other cities
Yeah.
have implemented
Just get
these
some
kind of things,
examples,
and-
because there's
right.
so many cities. There's hundreds
Right.
of cities around and small towns.
Yep.
But I think you would show incredible leadership among the small towns around here if we were the first to say we're not going to do this. We're going to clean up our community. We care about it. So
Good.
anyway,
But
I-
Bill's in on this too, I take it.
yes,
Thank you, Ms.
right.
Lark. We
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank you.
thank you.
And we're sure going to take a look at it. Awesome. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. This time we'll take comments from the commissioners and staff.
I've missed a couple meetings. I've been working out of town, couldn't get back. I just want you to know I'm not happy about it, but that's what's been going on. I want the public to know about it. I guess they know, some of them know. But I'm winding down my out-of-town jobs for a little bit, and I should be back. I hope to anyway. Just not. I think I missed a couple meetings. So,
It happens. The only comment I really had, and I messaged Mark, so last Saturday I was out driving around and really noticed, for as much rain as we have had over the course of the last few weeks, our parks look really good. I have to commend, I drove by North Park a couple different times going to the tree dump, and I mean, it looked really good. There wasn't big clumps of grass. I drove by, Walter Johnson. I've been out there numerous times. I just think I think everything looks good. You guys are doing a great job. Your crew, you are doing a great job as far as keeping the parks up. I didn't pay attention when I drove by the cemetery, but I'm assuming that it's in the same order as the parks are. So, that's always been one of our gaps, especially this time of year. But again, I think you guys are staying on top of it and doing a good job. So thank you.
Good.
Anything else from the commission?
Mayor, I have a couple of things.
All right.
The Aquatic Center opens on May the 25th, and the hours will be Saturday, the Saturday of Memorial Day. The hours will be 1 to 7. In June and July, every Monday night will be dollar night. All admissions from 5 to 8 will be $1. On June the 27th, we'll be having Throwback Thursday, and that'll be 5:30 to 8. We'll get more information out about that. And City Hall will be closed on Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no trash service that day. That always throws people off because then the whole rest of the week is backed up.
Yeah.
So the Monday trash will be picked up on Tuesday. That's also bulky day for the Friday pickup. So if your bulky day is that day, it will be on Tuesday also.
Okay.
So we've had questions already about that, and I'll put that information out, but I just wanted to let you know that.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
All right. I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. Anne Marie gets that one.
Motion was made by Mayor Bauer, seconded by Commissioner Taylor to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.
I wanted a few extra seconds because I've been gone. We'll catch up.